Imagine rice so fragrant it fills your kitchen with the scent of spices and saffron. Vegetables cooked to perfect tenderness, layered with aromatic gravy and crowned with golden fluffy dumplings. Today, I'm sharing Vegetable Biryani, where every grain tells a story of technique and tradition. Vegetable Biryani is more than a meal. It's a celebration of India's rich culinary heritage. Originating from royal kitchens, it combines fragrant basmati rice with spiced vegetables in perfect harmony. In my version, I elevate it with precise techniques to achieve restaurant-quality results at home. Here's what you'll need for 628 servings. For the rice, 1 to 2 cups basmati rice, whole spices like cardamom, cloves, bay leaves, star anise, and salt. For the gravy, mixed vegetables including potatoes, cauliflower, carrots, beans, and peas, plus yogurt, ginger garlic, and a blend of ground spices. Don't forget saffron soaked in warm milk, ghee or oil, fried onions, nuts, raisins, and fresh mint and cilantro for layering. Every ingredient has a purpose. Basmati rice is chosen for its long grains and aroma. Soaking removes excess starch for separate fluffy grains. Yogurt tenderizes vegetables and adds tang through lactic acid. Saffron releases its golden colour and floral notes when bloomed in warm milk. Uniform vegetable cuts ensure even cooking and beautiful presentation. Soak the rice for 30 minutes. This hydrates the grains evenly. Parboil in spiced water until 70% cooked. This is crucial. Undercooked rice absorbs flavours and moisture during the final dum cooking without turning mushy. The whole spices infuse aroma right from the start. Drain immediately and spread to stop cooking. Tempering spices in hot ghee releases their essential oils through heat. This is the foundation of flavour. Sauté vegetables briefly to develop sweetness via caramelization. Yogurt adds creaminess and tenderizes through acidity. Simmer gently so vegetables cook through while the gravy thickens into a rich coating consistency. Not too dry, not watery. Layering is an art. Start with gravy, then rice, saffron milk, fried onions, nuts and herbs. Repeat. The dum technique, sealing the pot, traps steam for gentle, even cooking. This creates pressure that infuses every grain with flavour while keeping rice fluffy. It's the secret to restaurant-quality biryani. Cook on the lowest heat for 25-30 minutes. The trapped steam finishes cooking the rice perfectly while melding all flavours. Rest for 5 to 10 minutes before opening. This allows the grains to settle. Fluff gently with a fork to preserve the beautiful layers. For professional presentation, fluff and mound the biryani high. Garnish generously with crispy onions for crunch, fresh herbs for colour and aroma, and a few saffron strands. Serve in individual bowls or family style for that wow factor. Key tips: never stir after layering to preserve layers. Use a heavy-bottomed pot to prevent burning. The dum creates a micro-pressure environment for perfect texture. Common mistake? Overcooking rice. Always stop at 70%. These small details make the difference between good and unforgettable. Make it your own. Add paneer for extra protein, increase heat with more cayenne, or make a lighter version with less ghee. For a vegan twist, use plant-based yogurt and oil. The technique remains the same, only the ingredients change. Serve hot with cooling raita, fresh salad, or papad. It pairs beautifully with a simple cucumber raita or mango lassi. Store in an airtight container in the fridge for up to 4 days. Reheat gently with a splash of water to restore moisture. It also freezes well for up to a month. This elevated vegetable biryani brings restaurant magic to your home kitchen. Master the layers, respect the dum, and you'll create memories with every bite. Which recipe are you trying first? Next, Rattan Manjusha. Style, Vermicelli Pudding, Sevian. Imagine a dessert so rich and fragrant it feels like a warm embrace. Golden vermicelli, slow cooked in saffron-infused milk, finished with toasted nuts and a whisper of kewra. Today, I'm sharing my level take on this classic Indian pudding, the kind you'd find in the finest Indian restaurants. This dish carries the soul of Indian celebration cooking. Made famous through masters like Jig's Kalra, it transforms simple vermicelli into something truly luxurious through patience, technique, and the perfect balance of richness and aroma. For 6 generous servings, you'll need 5 cups full-fat milk, 60-gram fine vermicelli, 2 to 3 cup ghee, 3 to 4 cup sugar, 1 to 4 cup raisins, 3 tablespoons blanched slivered almonds, 2 tablespoons blanched slivered pistachios, 6 green cardamom pods, and a few drops of kewra essence. Full fat milk is essential. Its fat content creates a luxurious mouthfeel and prevents splitting. Ghee not only adds richness, but allows the vermicelli to develop deep golden colour and nutty flavour through the Maillard reaction. Freshly ground cardamom releases far more aroma than pre-ground. Kewra adds that signature floral note found in Royal Indian desserts. Heat ghee in a heavy kadai. First fry the raisins until they plump and turn golden. This prevents them from becoming hard later. Remove them, then gently roast the vermicelli on medium heat, stirring continuously until it reaches a deep golden colour. This step is critical. It builds nutty depth and prevents the pudding from becoming gluey. Once the milk has reduced, add the sugar and stir until completely dissolved. Add most of the toasted nuts and raisins, along with freshly pounded cardamom. Finish with a few drops of kewra essence. The kewra should be added at the very end so its delicate floral aroma isn't lost to heat. Bring the milk to a boil in a heavy-bottomed pan. Add the roasted vermicelli and reduce heat to low. Simmer gently, stirring often until the milk reduces by almost half. This slow reduction creates the signature thick, creamy consistency without any added thickeners. Always use a heavy-bottomed pan. Milk scorches easily. Stir frequently but gently once the vermicelli is added. The pudding will thicken further as it cools, so stop cooking when it still looks slightly loose. Common mistake: adding kewra too early. It evaporates. Always add it off the heat. Make it richer by adding a splash of cream at the end. For a lighter version, use toned milk and reduce ghee. Add a pinch of saffron for extra luxury and colour. For a modern twist, serve in individual glasses with a quenelle of saffron ice cream on top. Serve warm in winter or chilled in summer. It pairs beautifully with fresh fruit like mango or with a simple cardamom-flavoured lassi. For special occasions, garnish with rose petals and a touch of edible silver leaf. Store in an airtight container in the refrigerator for up to 4 days. Reheat gently on low heat with a splash of milk to restore creaminess. It also freezes well for up to 1 month. Thaw overnight in the fridge before reheating. This elevated vermicelli pudding brings Royal Indian dessert tradition into your home kitchen. Master the slow reduction and the timing of the kewra, and you'll create something truly special. Which recipe are you trying first? Comment below, like if you loved it, and subscribe for more recipes.